Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Liquid Space Discussion. I will be your scuba instructor tonight. I'm Blakely K. We are going to go through mind, body, and soul with Kevin Graham tonight. So let's get into it.
Hello.
Hello.
Wow,
Hey.
that was an intro. I dug it.
First one.
I was
We're
just
doing
sitting
it.
over here just like watching. I'm like, "Oh, I am about to go on a journey. This is exciting. I wasn't expecting all this."
I know. We're gonna dive deep into you.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I don't know. When I was asked to be on this, I was like, "Yeah, sure. I'll do it. I'll be the guinea pig, the test dummy to see how it all works out." And then you started like giving me those prompts and I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I got to think."
Yeah.
I'm not
And
I'm not so good at that.
yes, you are. We're all good at that. We are all good at that, and most of
Yeah.
us even are overthinkers and very good at it.
I will say I am very good at overthinking,
It happens. It
which it,
happens.
it, it usually leads me to nowhere. So
Yeah, I
there was
find
that.
that the first time I do anything, I don't think about it and I'm good at it, and then every time after that I overthink about it and
Right.
nothing.
Yeah. I feel like I'm not the best at trying to like trial by fire, you know?
You're gonna do great
I
tonight, though. It's gonna be
I,
great. It's gonna be great.
I was like, yeah, because like I'm more or less the guy who's like, okay, how can we plan ahead to make sure that everything goes right the first time?
Oh, but you can never.
And
You're
then
setting yourself up for failure with that, though.
yeah, because then it just that like nothing ever happens from that. And I'm just like, oh, it's I started that process a month and a half ago, and here I am at the same point.
Oh my god. Yeah, I think, flying by the seat of your pants is great in one hand, but then
hmm
that also crashes and burns sometimes too. You
I
got to
think
have the
it also
balance. You got to have the
yeah, but
balance.
like I think it also just depends on what it is you're doing. Like this is
Yeah.
like this is the type of thing like you
This
just
is
got to
all
do it.
new. It's all
Like
new.
just do it. Like who cares? Like just do it. You know? Like with it, like this, like we should be doing a new show every week.
Why not? Why
Realistically,
not? We
just
could.
just do it. But then there's like major life decisions where I'm like, maybe we don't just jump right into that.
Oh, then you
But
wouldn't then you wouldn't have a house though.
then I want to have a house that I probably wouldn't have moved to Austin when I did.
Yeah.
So there's yeah. There's been a lot of trying to just do that
Hmm.
over the last couple of years. So like I feel like I might be slowly getting there, but like not really.
I mean, we're all learning at our own pace.
Yeah, I could probably learn a little quicker though.
So what do you think of our prompts? Mind, body, and soul. Do you have a particular one that jumps out at you?
I
Or would
mean,
you like to start with mind?
we can start with mine. Like we can just go straight down the line.
I mean, we could.
Yeah, like I don't know how to get started with that.
Oh.
Because like this is the thing, I was trying to figure out what a prompt like that really means to me.
Hmm.
I'm
And
just
the
like,
thing is, it's so far reaching. Mind could literally be anything.
right. But then the thing I thought about more was like, I've never really thought about that in general. Like that's what I kept coming back to. I'm like, I feel like these last couple of years I have tried to be more introspective.
Hmm. I feel like a lot of
Whereas
people having the pandemic have everybody kind of more closed off.
I feel like the pandemic had done a lot of that because I've had a lot of forced me time,
Hmm.
which I don't.
People are learning about themselves.
They are sometimes for the better, but I feel like most of the times not so much. Over these
I don't
past
know.
couple of years.
Knowledge is power. I mean, if you know your faults or flaws, that's never a bad thing, I think.
True, that is true, but I feel like these last couple of years, like they have sort of forced me to become more introspective in a way where it's one of those things where it's like, okay, you have to either make a plan or you just need to move on.
Yeah.
Like,
You can't you can't
that's the
stay here.
thing.
You can't stay here.
Yeah, and like that's sort of what keeps throwing me off is like that mindset of like, oh no, you can't stay here. You have to move.
Right.
Because for the longest time, I was like, no, this is fine. I could just ride this out. Like this is okay. But then like the position I'm in now, I'm like, no, like you have a house,
Yeah.
you have a responsibility, you have accountabilities.
Oh my God, he's growing up.
And I'm just like, no. But like it is. And the thing is, I don't think that has anything to do with age. I think that
No.
has more to do with situation.
Oh, yeah.
Because I have been these last few weeks, I've been very cognizant of my age.
Mm-hmm.
Which is something that I can't say that I've really ever been cognizant of before, because for the longest time I was always 24.
Always 24, the big 3-0
I was
wasn't like a shocker for you? Like, oh.
My 3-0 was Christy booked me a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle scavenger hunt around the city.
That's fantastic.
And then the four of us went and saw Batman with Michael Keaton in theaters.
You can't have it better. That's definitely a 30-year-old party.
Exactly though. But like that was the thing. Like nothing about that birthday screamed, this guy's turning 30.
I mean, but if it did, that would be so boring. Nobody wants that.
Would be. And like that's the thing.
What would that be? Just like an office party. You're 30.
I feel like I feel like 30 like your typical sort of stereotypical 30, like, oh, I just turned 30 birthday. Like it's just a house party where like most people there are wearing polos and slacks.
That's what you envision?
Like,
that's what we got going on.
Yeah, and there's really like high-end dip that they bought a bowl specifically for. Like that's how you know you've turned 30. Whereas like for me, it's like, no, we're going to the mall. You got to stop at all these comic book stores because you have all these things that you got to go pick up that are Ninja Turtle related. And then you got to go to your brother's house and you got to like give him a specific prompt, and then he's going to give you a box of gifts, and then we're going to go watch Batman, and then, you know,
that's
the
amazing.
night is yours for the taking.
There you go.
Like, but yeah, so for like the last, oh my God, yeah. So for the last 10 years, I have just been 24. And then like up until this past year, more or less, like these past few months, I was like, I'm turning 34.
Yeah.
Like that is, but like at no point, and I actually had a moment today, like I was looking at myself in the mirror and I was just like, you don't, like nothing about this screams 34.
Although to that extent, like that's coming from us, from, you know, like what we imagine a 34-year-old would look like from child us, I think. Like my envisioning of a 34-year-old was like the first time I asked my mother how old she was, and she said, you know, 34. Yeah. And I was like, oh, this is what a 34-year-old looks like? And now I'm there, and I'm like, I don't look like that. No, I'm not. That's not me.
Yeah, and like it's weird too, because I think about my career, and I think about like everything else I have going on in life, and I'm like, these are all like old people stuff. like this is all stuff that's like I'm ahead of the curve for some reason. Like I'm too far ahead. Then I think about it, I'm like, no. You're in your mid-30s.
Yeah.
But like I don't feel like it.
No.
And like that's the thing, is like I
that's
still
until you do a bunch of like extraneous activities and then you're like, fuck my joints.
Oh my God. We cooked Friday night.
Yeah.
For a group of people. And when they all left, I was like, I need to go to bed. I need to lie down.
Somebody, where's my heating pad?
I mean, legit.
Get me the Advil.
Like, Advil was popped, but it was like I worked all day, right out of work, like hit the ground running. We started prepping for a St. Patrick's Day party.
How'd the Jello shots come out?
Amazing.
Yes.
And I didn't make them. That was all Christy. She made them. But like we made mac and cheese, we made corn, and like this is the other thing too. Is like I'm sitting here talking about like, oh yeah, we had people over, we made mac and cheese, we made corned beef, we made fries, we made like these little crostinis with goat cheese and garlic. Like this is all adult shit.
Oh yeah, like, when you were actually 24, did you ever no? Ain't nobody making extra food.
At 24, I was buying chips from Aldi's and then opening them up and rolling up the bottom to make a bowl.
Well, yeah.
That was partying at 24. Now it's kind of like, yeah, like we got all the supplies from the dollar store, but we got like really good beef.
Yeah.
Like, so we're like 1 foot in, 1 foot out, kind of there. But like
we're always bringing the fruit tray type of people. So I
that is smart though. You should never, like, even if the party you're going to is serving food, I think like
always bring your own. Always.
Just bring something. Bring a drink, bring some food, bring some supplies.
Yeah.
But like, I would always recommend food because you could show up and it could still be an hour and a half to 3, 4, 5 hours, or they just don't actually make the food that they said they were going to get.
Yep. Sometimes you go to things and there's not.
Yeah. So I feel like I'm more cognizant of all of that. Yeah. And it's starting to make me think a little bit more. Because like I said, like I'm gonna be 34 in 2 months. Really, actually a month and a half. Holy shit. Oh no.
Well, happy birthday. Happy early birthday.
Yeah. But then like I know that birthday party is gonna be completely not what a person in their mid-30s would typically do. But then I feel like our generation is also like in that mindset of like, no, fuck it, we're gonna do what we want to do.
Honestly, I really think so. I agree with that. Like, nobody our age is like what I think of a 30-some-year-old. Like, none of my friends, nobody.
Yeah,
I'm like, that's not a 30-year-old.
To me, though, I feel like for the longest time, and I don't know if this is something you felt, or I don't know if this is something that like other people our age has ever felt, but I feel like for me especially, there was always this mindset I kind of carried of like, well, like this is the type of a person you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Like, even though nobody ever really like taught me to be that way, or really taught me to be anyway, for that matter, there was always this underlying thought of like, well, no, like you hit a certain age and then you move on to like a more mature thing, and then
it's like you have your goth phase and your preppy, whatever the phases.
Yeah, you kind of go through those phases, but like once you hit like 18, then it's like, okay, like you're technically an adult, which I mean,
no,
no, yeah, I again, I'm
down. I'm down with saying a 21-year-old ain't even.
21 is like borderline, because I've met
you can rent a car
that are still not. Oh my gosh, yeah, like you are still just like a bag of mush.
Yep.
In your early 20s.
Oh yeah.
Like basically up at like I think it's like it has to be like your first year after college, or like a year after you started living on your own, whenever that might be, because like that kind of forces you to start being more responsible in a way, and start handling your own shit. Sometimes
that's how it goes. You don't get responsible or have any repercussions for your action until you have to.
Yeah, it's kind of like age to me never matters.
No,
it's sort of like the milestones you have to hit in life that sort of like says, okay, now you've leveled up.
Right. Now you're on your own. What is it?
Yeah.
You've graduated, you've got a car, now you have your own place. Like,
yeah. And then, like where I'm at now, I'm just like, wait, is there another level to this? Like what haven't I done where like I need to?
Oh, there's always another level.
There's always,
life will teach you. Life will throw some shit at you. You're like, I think we're doing great, and then all of a sudden, fuck life lesson.
Yeah. Yeah, like for the longest time, I always had this mindset of like there are ways you're supposed to act, and like you hit a certain age, and then you got to be this type of person. You need to have like these types of things. But again, like nobody ever showed me those. Like nobody ever taught me that. But that was always just kind of like this underlying theme that I always saw, or always like kind of heard in the background. And then like when I got to those ages, I'd be like, okay, like I need to start like purging all of these things from my life and start trying to go after these things.
Like the thing where you get just a little too old and you're like, oh no, I have to get rid of toys now.
Yeah.
It's like that weird feeling of like, am I allowed to like these? Like,
right. Because like there was the longest time where like for me even, like it was almost like on the surface, my interest did not exist.
Mm-hmm.
Like on the surface, like I wasn't into anything. I was just, hi, I'm here. That's all you get. But like deep down, I had like all these interests and all these hobbies and all these things that really inspired me. But like I never felt like I could pursue them.
No.
No, because like I always felt like no, because like that's kid shit. Like you're
Oh
not supposed
no.
to, right? But
Oh
then
no,
like,
that's sad.
but then like now,
You're like, fuck that shit. Fuck that
yeah,
noise.
it just took me like the longest time to get there, though. Like, and I
Oh.
think that was always part of the issue that I had a tendency to run into because
Do you think that's like part of like how you were raised though? Because I don't think I ever felt like I couldn't express myself.
I
Like
don't. I
I've been
mean,
around enough weirdos in my life to know like, yeah, I'm supposed to do these things, but hey, fucking this person and this person, they don't give a
right.
shit.
I don't know if it was necessarily like a sort of like a side effect of like how of like my upbringing or anything, but I feel like that may have had something to do with it.
You didn't
I
have
mean,
enough
because like
weirdos in your life? I'm just kidding.
there were plenty weirdos in my life. I just didn't identify them as weirdos yet.
Mm,
But like I never really had that thing that like allowed me to anchor onto something.
mm-hmm.
Like again, it was always sort of that mindset of like, oh, you hit an age, you got to move on to the next thing. You hit another age, you got to move on to the next thing. But like there was part of me deep down that always kind of like clung on to certain things throughout my life. Like I never gave up on wrestling. Like I
Mm-hmm.
never gave up on video games. Like there were a lot of hobbies that I, at the very least maintained. They definitely took a back seat to like schoolwork and work, which,
I
like
mean, you gotta be somewhat
it's
responsible. That's the
you do got to be
balance.
responsible, but like those kind of became my whole life
Right.
to the point where I sort of almost felt like guilty for having a side interest or like guilty for having like a hobby outside of those things
Ah,
because
is that the like you feel like you're spread too thin? Like I can't do all the things, and then I'm
yeah,
slacking in the ones that I really care that I do well in.
yeah, because like there were a lot of times like especially in college where like I passed up on opportunities for jobs or I passed up on opportunities for wrestling just because I was like no, like I've got to do school.
Right.
I've got to do school and then I've got to work this shitty job to help keep at least, $50 in my pocket every week
Right.
so that I can do something. And then usually that something was like blowing it all on beer at the end of the week just to blow off steam. That it was just like a weekend
That
of
be how it
recovery.
is. That be how
Yeah,
it
I mean, but,
is.
but like that's also like kind of the college, the college routine for a lot of people.
It is. I
But
think it's also like one of those things when it comes to like that kind of like partying mentality is like a break. You get a break. That's important too.
yeah,
That's
it
important for
is.
balance too. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
making tough decisions and you're doing all these things and it's mentally taxing and sometimes you just got to check out for a hot minute.
Yeah. I mean, and that's I definitely checked out a lot in college. Um,
Again,
but
that's
like
the balance thing. It can be
that is the
bad.
balance thing. Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely some rough times. But I feel like for the longest time though too, sort of like not leaning more into like those hobbies like really impact me negatively because like there were a lot of times where like there was stuff I wanted to pursue either like with wrestling or
Hmm.
just like with maybe trying to start my own thing that I kind of pushed back on because I was like, no, because like I gotta focus all my time over here because like this is the responsibility, this is the thing I'm supposed to be doing, this is the
Hmm.
thing I need to be doing. When realistically, like I could have taken some of that energy and put it over here and sort of like balance things out a little bit more, but I didn't. And so like things fell through the cracks, things started to break down. And then over time, like
But
I
maybe
kind of
that's the way it was supposed to be.
I mean in the end, like I can't say that things didn't work out,
This is true.
but I feel like there were a lot of times where I just sort of started suffering from like, a sense of imposter syndrome because I was like, this isn't who I'm supposed to be. This isn't what I necessarily want to be doing.
Right.
And then it's like, am I even good at this? Like, should I even be doing this? You know? so like those thoughts start creeping in, and then you just kind of get lost for a little while, but then it's like, oh well, this is fine. We'll just ride it out. Wait until the next the next milestone age hits, and then we'll just kind of move on to the next thing.
Mhm.
And it really wasn't until like these last couple of years that I sort of would say, okay, stop.
Yeah.
How can we balance? How can we start doing the things that we like while doing the things that keep the lights on and keep everything else going.
Exactly.
And it's been like a little bit. It has been getting better, I will say.
That's good. That's great.
Yeah.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
So what is your mind then? What do you think you would boil it down to? Give me like a couple words.
Oh, just I would just say balance.
Yeah.
Figuring out how to balance it all, because again, like a lot of times people will, just like in general and in life, like I feel like a lot of times people will sort of push you to one thing over the other.
Mm-hmm.
But I like especially these days, like there's no reason why anybody shouldn't be able to pursue their own thing.
For real.
I mean, there are so many stupid rich people right now.
This is the truth.
It is absurd. Like the bar is low.
Right.
The bar is low. That's why like it's really just a matter of like, if there's something you want, like you just have to do it. Like you don't even have to do it well.
No.
You just have to start doing it.
I mean, the thing to that also is, are you doing it because you do it well, or because it's something you want to do later on, or are you doing because you love it, because you want to do it, just for the pure joy of it? Like,
I think identifying the why of what it is you're doing, why you want to do that thing, because I think once people start figuring that out, because a lot of times the impression that I get is like people don't know why they're doing anything.
No.
Like whether it's, is it like, are you doing this because it's fun? Are you doing this because you want to, make a business out of it? Are you doing this because you feel like you need to? And then once you identify that why, break down, okay, what is the actual like action behind it all then? Because like if you're doing it because you feel like you have to do it, I would say why to that? Whereas if
fucking
it was
deeper.
Like,
no.
Keep digging.
Exactly.
I mean you're gonna get like buried, but like just keep digging and don't stop. But if it's something like, oh, I do this thing because it gives me pleasure and it makes me feel happy and it's just a fun hobby that I do, and I would just say like, okay, well then like what's the game plan there? Or is there even a game plan? Or is it just like, hey, like gonna do it when we do it? If it's like, okay, like I'm going to do this as a business. Okay, why do you want to do it as a business? And then sort of like, what is your next step? Because if it's going to be a business, like how do you balance that with everything else?
This is true.
So balance.
I
guess that's kind of where I think of now. Like
balance for
introspective
everyday
of the mind.
life,
Yeah.
and balancing hobbies with just good mental health.
Just good mental health. Yeah, mental health is something that I need to work on more too.
I mean, like a balance is a good way to start with that.
Yeah. Christy's been pushing me to like focus on that a little bit more, and I have been reluctant, just because like I've had bad experiences with that in the past, but I'm also somebody who like believes in the process.
You've had bad experiences with that. Elaborate.
Yeah. I mean, when I was like, oh my gosh, when I was a kid, like there were times where I definitely needed it, and when I got it, like I could identify like as a 12-year-old, yo, this is not working out.
Give an example. Give me an example.
Therapists that will grill a child for not knowing more about a situation than what they're telling them.
Yeah. That's
Yeah, and then like the people you do start to trust, and you've been talking with them for an extended period of time, and then they're just like, sorry, I no longer like work with kids your age, and you're just like, what?
Oh yeah, that's how the fuck?
Yeah.
How you gonna do that to a kid?
I don't know. Yeah, like, and I feel like for like children especially, like like there needs to be more time put on like mental health for kids.
Agreed.
For
Agreed.
and it doesn't even need to be a situation where like, oh, like they're having a rough go of it, or like something in their life is like
Mm.
really traumatic. Like I think just like in general,
Do you think you
like
had any? Can you like think of any mental health anything said to you as a child?
like advice or
Yeah, like I'm
guidance.
like you said there needs to be more in school and I'm like I can't think of like maybe in health class once they were like, you know, you got to cope when things get rough, kids, but like
I
other than
think
that, what fucking
I think it's
nothing.
mostly just like making sure that kids understand their emotions,
Yeah, but
because
then
like
what do you do
that's a
with them?
because yeah, because like I feel like for a lot of kids, like, and again, like it doesn't even need to necessarily be something where like they're going through some shit, like just like understanding, I mean, certain things of like, you know, how to be empathetic, how to just not I mean,
I
teaching
feel
a
like
kid how to not be a shitty person.
yeah, they need to give out like this like a questionnaire to all kids and find out if they have empathy and if they don't, then
Yeah.
that's when you're like, okay, we're just gonna watch little Tommy here.
Yeah. But like but like I think especially too with like, I mean, because again, like going back to my own experiences, like there were a lot of times where like I needed the help and like I
Mhm.
just wasn't getting it.
Yeah.
And it really wasn't anything necessarily outside of like I just didn't know how to navigate certain things going on,
Right. I mean, you're a
or like
kid. How the fuck could you
yeah,
have known?
yeah. So but like I remember like a lot of me talking, but like that was it.
Talk therapy doesn't do anything though. You
Only up to a certain point, because like I get like needing to vent and like needing just to like release that
mm,
baggage and like but like that's stuff that you can do at a bar,
yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, with the bartender or the people around you. But
Or
then
with
like
me
people
right
also might be
here.
like, yeah, exactly. I mean that's every Wednesday night,
Exactly.
you know. But like then eventually like with for like kids and stuff too though, like there needs to be that moment of clarity for them of like this isn't right.
Mm.
This is how to comprehend that, or like this is what you should do, or these are things that you should look out for, and this is how you can kind of move forward with that. But like I feel like I'd never hear about stuff like that ever happening though. Like I know especially in my school, like kids were always just like fucked up, and it was like
They're just dealing with it.
they're not getting the help that they need. Yeah,
No. No. I
yeah.
mean, I can honestly say I don't think there was a whole lot of help going on in many of my
Mm-mm.
schools either,
No,
unfortunately.
yeah, but yeah, like I feel like, and then I feel like it kind of goes back to that balance thing too, though, where like even like as a kid, like just not knowing how to balance like issues, not knowing how to balance just like general day to day life, like
You're a kid. How could you?
I
You
yeah, but
this is the thing like as a parent, like
Mhm.
you have to teach your children everything. Literally
Yeah,
everything, including mental health stuff,
hmm,
including just day-to-day thoughts that we just know as adults, like balancing
right.
life and not procrastinating and just
Mm.
all of
I've never
these.
learned that.
Well, that's what I'm saying is like
I've never learned how to not procrastinate.
but like I think there are things that like you can talk to your children about like that I know are like unspoken things to like adults, but I just
Right.
you should still say them because they're children and maybe they never fucking thought about it before. But now they're
That
going
yeah,
to.
yeah. Yeah,
So,
no, that's true. I also feel like our parents' generation also just had the mentality of like, we just got to do it. You know, like yeah, shit sucks, but like we got to go do the thing. So like we're just gonna go to work, and then you know whatever else is going on, it'll just go on.
yeah, yeah, maybe.
You know, yeah. But like I am a little bit hopeful for like the next generation, because I feel like because like I always feel like kids might see us
Like,
and just be like,
fuck, wow, they fucked up. let's
exactly.
let's not do that, guys.
Yeah, it's just like I mean they're like just see like I don't know like we don't need to do that like yeah
I mean, I think that's a lot of it. Knowledge is power. I
Yeah,
think
exactly.
I think the more the children know, the more they will be armed and hopefully prepared to take on the
Yeah.
world.
I mean, it's not like we got to keep this shit a secret,
No, that's why I was
you
like,
know?
I always tell my daughter, I was like, if there's anything you fucking want to know, I will tell you because knowledge is power in this
Not,
world.
yeah.
And I will tell you if I will
Yeah.
find a way and I will learn and we'll figure it out.
See, I think that's the other thing too is I wasn't inquisitive enough.
Neither was I. I feel
Okay,
the same
like
way.
is that an our generation thing?
Maybe. I was just like, I
Where
don't
like
want to. No, don't. No, don't talk to
yeah,
me.
but like kind of like it was either like we didn't want to let on that we didn't know, or we were just too embarrassed to ask. Because I feel like there were like a lot of instances growing up where, looking back on it, I was like, nobody knew what was going on, or nobody knew what this
No.
thing was, but everybody was just like, "Oh yeah,
Yep.
yep, mm-hmm,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
mm-hmm,
100%. Anytime you asked, you either were like, "Oh my god, you don't know? How do
yeah."
you not know the thing?" And then later on, I think about it, and I'm like, they didn't fucking know what it was
They didn't
either.
know what it was either. Nobody knew.
No,
Plus, like,
everybody's just
how are you
acting
ever gonna find
cool.
out? Yeah, how are you ever gonna find out if you don't ask?
No, we didn't do
Yeah,
that. We didn't do that. You
yeah.
might find us out. All right, so we've got balance, and what do we have for body? What you got?
For body, oh my god, I don't even know. Like, I'm trying to not break down anymore. Like,
Okay, we're
physically,
going physical for
yeah,
body.
yeah. Not so much emotionally anymore.
Okay.
Like that, I'm just like, whatever. But like physically, I
So
mean,
you're telling me you've gotten a doctor's appointment then?
I will be getting a doctor's appointment. I was actually thinking about it the other day. I was like, I gotta get something fixed.
Oh, jeez.
Like, I've had bad experiences with doctors. I don't know. It's just
Bad experiences with
bad.
doctors, bad
One,
experiences with psychologists. He
like,
doesn't trust
like the
anybody in the
medical, yeah,
professional medical field.
bad dental
I
experiences.
have
Just
had
like
that too. Very creepy
I've just,
ones.
yeah. Like once I have a bad experience, I'm just like, well, I don't know if I necessarily need to do that. Like, I'll figure it out on my own. I'll just Google it.
I mean, like, that's the other thing. Like, I hear so many times now as an adult, like, oh, if you don't like it, just go find a different one. And I'm like, as like a child, you didn't have that choice. So now as an adult, and
No.
I'm like, oh, I'm just stuck with them because I always was, because I never had a choice before. But now as
Right.
an adult, I'm like, oh no, I went to that doctor and they fucking sucked. I'm never going there again.
Exactly. Yeah. Like the freedom of choice is definitely something that I need to be more mindful of when it comes to my
If
my
you go,
medical
Kevin, and you
well-being.
don't like the experience, guess what? As an adult, guess what you get to do?
I get to go find a new one.
You say, fuck you, bitches.
And like, I've got insurance.
Yeah, you
I
ain't
could just
getting
go
none of
I could just
this.
go find somebody else.
Exactly.
You know, say, you know what? No, this wasn't for me. Um yeah,
But
I
don't
need
doctor
to
shop. That's not what we're talking about here. That's different. That's
no,
different.
don't doctor no,
It's
no, no.
not. We're not. Just
You need to
regular,
just make sure that
You
your
vibe
needs
with the
are being met.
doctor, and if you don't vibe with the doctor, you don't stay.
Yeah, well, like that was the thing too, because like the last time I went to an actual doctor, like it was over 10. No, it was.
Oh my God. Don't
It
say it's
was.
over 10 years ago.
I'll say it's not over 10 years, but it's coming up on 10 years.
Oh no.
The last time I went and saw a primary care physician, and I stopped going because when I showed up, he was like, "So what are you here for?" I'm like, "Well, I haven't seen you in a year, so like I just wanted to get like a physical, just like do like a routine
checkup.
checkup." Yeah, and he was like, "But like, are you sick?" And I was like, "No, like it's just been a year, man." And he's like, "Okay." And then like he checked me out, he did some blood work, and then he called me up a week later. He was like, "Hey, so like, you know, we ran the tests and everything, like you're fine." And I was like, "Okay, great." And he was like, "You know, you don't need to come back like unless you feel sick." And I was just like, "Okay." And that was the last fucking time I ever went and saw him.
Right
Because I
on.
was like, I'm like, if you as a doctor are that put off about a patient being like, hey, I just want a physical, I just want to
Although,
make sure
Kevin,
the oil's topped off.
is this not one of the situations where you're like, oh, I can't speak up? Maybe, maybe,
Maybe a
maybe.
little bit,
Okay.
maybe a little bit.
Well, now you
Maybe
know
I,
better. So the
yeah,
next time you're not going to fall for that shit.
yeah. No, I would just be like, all right,
I feel
well,
like
like
this
I'm just,
is broke. This is broke. This feels fucking
yeah,
weird. I got this thing over here. Can you check that out?
yeah,
I
and
need the
that's kind of.
full workup.
And that's actually kind of what I need to do for like my next go around is just be like, yeah, like everything, just take like a good deep dive in it. Like go up things, go into things, just go around things, whatever you got to do, move stuff to the side,
All right.
just like top to bottom, left to right. Let's just check it all out,
So
you know. So
being on top of your health, perhaps, would be your body.
being on top of it, yeah, I got it because like I've fallen off a little bit, you know. I still feel mostly good,
That's good.
but like I know I could feel better, you
I
know.
feel like that's the thing with anybody that doesn't have like, do you have a regular workout routine at all or no?
Oh my god, that I know I haven't had one in months.
Okay, so that's the
Months.
thing. Like I feel like a lot of that is like the routine, like the mental part of it. Just knowing
Right.
you have a routine, knowing that oh, this day I go do a thing.
I am
And you're working on your body, your physical.
I am almost a slave to routine. I love it. I
I
thrive on it. But
yep.
the moment my routine gets broken, game over. Game over. Because like there was a
There
point
you're
in
like,
time.
fuck it all, burn it down. I'm done.
Oh
Quitsies.
yeah. Basically, I'm just like it's not worth it anymore. We're done. Lock it up. Put
Oh
up the
no.
shutters. Board everything up. We're done. We're
No.
moving on. But no, like there was a point in time where my routine was fucking killer. Like I was going and working out twice a day. My
That's too
diet.
much though.
No. Yo, because I'll tell you something. Because in hindsight, looking back on it, I wasn't working out and eating enough. Believe it or not. Believe it or not. For what my goals were, okay?
Okay.
Like
You're gonna have to
this
explain this to me.
okay, this was a point in time where like this is when I felt my best. I looked my best. I like this was the full circle of like
When was
healthy body,
this?
healthy mind. This was like 10 years ago.
Fucking love that. Keep telling me. Okay, go ahead.
It was like I was dialed in. But the
You
thing
had
about it,
nothing else going on in your fucking
I
life
had
that
nothing else going
nothing.
on. Nothing else going on. I was working a temp job
I fucking love
where
that.
I showed up and I did mindless bullshit work for 8 hours.
Yes.
Where I could basically do my full job while listening to a podcast and staring at a wall. It was I was getting paid shit, but I was, you know what? I was living at home
But you could buy those
and
beers at the end of the day.
I could buy those beers at the end of the day and I could maintain a gym membership. That's all I needed. But like I was doing I had
That's when you go back to the mental part, where the balance part though.
yeah.
It
I
don't
mean, my
work for
life was
that.
definitely balanced one. I mean, like my primary focus for that year was like working out, dieting, wrestling, like everything else was just kind of bleh. But then like I ended
That
up
was
getting
a
like an
whole different you though. Like
that was that year in itself. Like that we could do an entire show on that year alone.
we're
But
gonna
like for
we're gonna put
this,
that Kevin in a little capsule somewhere. This is
just like what happened, and then like how did we get here from there?
you learned
Um,
balance. You did other things with your time.
Right. But like my diet was absurd. Like I was just eating realistically what I learned was I was not eating enough.
Okay.
For the amount of output I was doing, I was not giving myself enough input
Mm-hmm.
even though like I was eating like chicken, broccoli, rice, oatmeal, fruits and vegetables like all day, every single day.
Okay, so if you could have the body back or the food back, you only get one.
What do you mean? Like,
You could eat anything you want and just stay you right now, no matter what, forever.
uh-huh.
Or you have to have or you could have that body. But you have to, like, watch what you eat.
Oh, see, but I would do that again because I actually really liked the challenge.
The challenge.
The challenge of it was the challenge. Well, I don't even know if I would necessarily call it a challenge because like this was a point in time where I think mentally this is gonna sound weird, but like
Good.
mentally I like yeah, mentally like I almost just like felt very like open and almost like not empty but like more free,
Unstoppable.
almost unstoppable in a way where I could just be like
You're just high on all the endorphins from fucking working out and not eating.
I really was. I really was.
He's like, I'm fucking ready. Rage.
But I feel like this was the first time where like I didn't overthink anything. Like I had a goal. I was like, okay, I want to start eating better. And then one day, boom, I just started eating better. And then I was like, you know what? I want to start doing 2-a-days at the gym. And then I just started doing 2-a-days at the gym.
Well, you didn't have anything to stop you.
I had nothing else going on. And like that was the thing. Like it was just so easy for me to do it because like I was basically fresh out of college. Like I said, I was working a shit job where I didn't really have to think about it. I was broke, so there really wasn't much to think about there. But I was also living at home. So like being out of the house for me was glorious because I was like as much time as I can spend out of the house. So like I'll go to the gym, go to work, go back to the gym, get home at 8:00 at night, eat, shower, go to bed, wake up, do it all again the next day. It was like the perfect routine for me. But eventually,
he was the gym rat.
I was the gym rat. But like eventually, like I ended up hurting myself. Like I blew my knee out again that year.
Oh no!
And then on like the dumbest thing. It was the dumbest. It was like it wasn't even like I was doing some high intensity workout, or it wasn't even like in the middle of a match. Like that, like I was walking out to the ring and I slipped on water.
Oh.
And I blew out my knee.
Fuck a duck.
And then like so I was like, okay, well like now I can't push myself too hard because my knee's fucked up. And then it was all just downhill after that. And then like I never recovered.
No.
But now I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go see a doctor.
Yes.
I'm gonna get this all checked out. Okay. And then we're gonna get back into it.
You're gonna get back, not 2 days a week, I'm assuming. Or a day.
Or 2 days?
Two a day. Sorry.
We'll see. I mean, I think
don't do that to Christy. Don't do that to Christy.
No, yeah, and like that's the thing is like I don't think I can maintain a 2-a-day schedule right now, at least to the level that I was doing before. I think I don't think you would
enjoy it as much. You have so many more things going on. That's the thing with that. That balance part is like
but
you can't hate it. You have to enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, you won't do it.
But I could like wake up early in the morning and do some yoga and then like go to the gym a couple times after work during the week. Make sure I get in on the weekends.
Fuck yeah.
But yeah, it'll be more about like figuring out what that balance is and then like what that routine is.
So
overall.
do you have a goal for the body then with that in mind?
I just like I want.
Is it a weight or
muscle? No, it's not. I mean, like I do. I could drop a couple pounds. Like that's.
I feel like everybody our age is saying it could be a couple pounds.
Yeah, I mean, like it's more or less like I want to get within a certain range. Like I'm not just like I want to lose weight because like that losing weight was never my goal.
No,
it was more or less about okay, like I want to be able to move around. And like not feel tired after I'm done moving, So it's more or less.
You want to work on some more cardio?
Oh Yes. I
Cardio.
could do some cardio. I could probably use some upper body strength again because like we go climbing. Like there's a couple of rock climbing facilities
You
around
go
town that we
climbing?
really enjoy. We do climbing is so fun.
I've only went once. It was for my birthday, and they gave it to me for free.
Oh, that's pretty
The
awesome. We
guy's like,
go
"It's your birthday," and I'm like, "Yeah," and he's like, "It's free," and I was like, "Dope, thanks."
sick. Yeah, we've got a really good facility nearby that we actually go to a lot. But it's like always packed. But
Mm.
like
Well,
it's
then it must
like
be
we'll
good.
go for an hour. It is really good. But like we'll go for an hour and then just climb around. You know, but like
Literally.
like there are some like routes that you can take
Mm.
on the climbing wall, and I'm just like I don't know how people do that. That is insane. Like that's like I just like doing the ones that go straight up and
I
then
would say
straight
the ones
down.
that are like coming at you, and you're like, "This doesn't even make sense."
You gotta
You have
like yeah.
fingertip strength, and you're like, "What the
Yeah,
fuck is that?"
I'm not. I've got good fingers, but like that, I'm just like I don't fuck with that.
They're
You
not
know,
meant for holding your whole
they're
body
not
on a
meant for hold.
wall.
No, no, they're meant for many other things. But so no, it's more or less like for the body. It's more or less just about like getting back to a point where I'm just eating better consistently. I'm not snacking.
But
I'm not.
spaghetti at midnight.
I'm okay. Listen, there's nothing wrong with a little
Pasta at
spaghetti.
night, I understand.
Pasta at midnight is
I'm
my
here with
favorite
you.
thing.
I'm here with you on that one.
But just trying to like get a better diet going, and then just get active regularly again. Like it's not even necessarily like, oh, I need to be able to bench like 250 by the end of the year. It's just like, no, like I just want to be able to bench.
Yes.
I just want to be able to like go work out and feel good afterwards. Like that's really all it is,
Yeah.
Because I am a big supporter and believer in the idea of like healthy body, healthy mind. Like whatever healthy body is to you, like pursue that. It doesn't need to be
But
what,
I think
fella guy over here is doing. It just needs to be what you believe healthy body
right.
means.
I think the thing about that is like, oh, a lot of people are like, oh, I just want to be healthier, and it's like you have to also dig deeper. Again, grab
You
your
gotta find
shovel,
some goals.
guys. You actually
Yeah.
have to like think to yourself, what does that mean to me? Does that
Yeah.
mean I need to be able to run like around and catch my kids, and that means you need to
Hmm.
do some more cardio? Does that mean like strength so I can go lift and take out the garbage easier? Like,
Right,
what
right.
exactly does that mean? Does it mean lose weight? Like, grab your shovel, folks. Figure
Yeah.
it out.
I mean, if you want to lose weight, just go for walks regularly and watch what you eat. That's all you got to do. You know?
Honestly, losing weight, I feel like for me specifically, it was all about the food. It's all about the fucking
Okay.
food. Like I
Yeah.
I
I
am
love
a
food.
very active person, and I do
Yeah.
shit all the time.
Hmm.
It that's not the issue. It's food. It's spaghetti
Yeah.
at midnight.
It's the
Fucking
best.
spaghetti.
I I eat the dumbest shit sometimes. It
It
makes
sounded good in the moment, man.
it's yeah
You ever
yeah.
done the thing where you're like eating really late at night and you just start eating it and you're like, this is not as good as I want it to be, but I'm here
And you get a
and
yeah.
it's gonna fill my void.
I've definitely or like going back from the pantry to the fridge to the pantry to the fridge, identifying every key item that's in both and being like, okay, what can we make with this? And then eventually you just end up making like a grilled cheese and sausage sandwich, and you're like, there was nothing good about this for me, but I'm just gonna eat it anyways and enjoy
Oh
it.
no. Oh, see, I'm not mixing shit unless it's desserts. I do that for desserts.
Okay.
I'm like, I got some brown sugar, I got like cocoa powder, and some this the cake mix. We're gonna
I
make cookies out of it or something.
Yeah, I have made some weird concoctions
Me
of
too.
just like whatever's left, and I'm like, I'll figure it out. Just like imitation crab, just break up that packet, throw some cheese on it, put it in between two pieces of
Cheese.
bread.
Oh no.
Just a cheese, like yeah, like that's the other thing too. Is like I love cheese way too much.
Yeah, it may be part of.
It might be part of a larger problem, but
Oh god. Yeah, cheese is good. I don't know. I feel like that's one of those kind of your late night munchy things. Like I don't generally throw savory foods together. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm more of a let's bake some shit. At
I
3
am.
a.m. we're gonna bake a Dutch baby. Like
I'm let's make a lunch suitable for a 10-year-old and
yes.
eat that at 9:30 at night.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Can,
And
and if you
thank-
can eat grilled cheeses, I'm so happy for you. I wish I could.
yeah. But like thankfully like the fasting has like curbed a lot of that,
Yep.
which I will say at the very least it has helped me sort of break that. Okay, it's 10:30 at night. I'm a little hungry. What can I do? What do we got in here? A little, little
Yeah.
cheese sandwich with some Cheez-Its and a pint glass. No, like all of
Mhm.
that is just out the window now. And it's just like, nope, have a glass of water and go to bed. That's all you're
See,
doing.
you know what I do now? It's when it's past food time. We go make a cup of hot tea.
Yeah.
And I have a whole huge selection, so I don't feel like I'm getting gypped. I get fancy tea of whatever variety I want, and I'm like, yes, I get some fancy
Yeah.
green tea with coconut. No, this one's gonna be my hibiscus tea.
There you go.
It's like I'm getting a treat, but really, it's just fucking tea.
Yeah.
It's just fucking tea.
That's the other thing too. It's like finding the things that are like not
Kevin,
sort of indulgent, but
I
a
think
treat.
I was gonna say that the treat. I think you and
treat.
me, we're like, give us the treats. We need the treats.
Give us, yeah. So
What do you
so
want?
For me,
We will do it.
Yeah.
Give us the treats.
But like for me, it's like I need to redefine what a treat is.
This is true. Yeah,
Because I'm
that's
like,
hard sometimes.
Yeah, it is because a treat for me would be like, oh man, like that pizza sounds really good right now, and like I had a hard day at work. I'm gonna have myself a pizza and a beer.
Right.
When it's like, should you though?
Sometimes the fancier route, you have to go like, oh, well, I'm going to have this grilled whatever, and just make it sound really fucking fancy, even though it's like way healthier than the pizza and beer.
Yeah. Like I need to treat myself with accomplishment rather than like indulgence because like having a sense of pride in like what I've consumed
Right.
is probably a little bit better than being like I am fulfilled and I want more and I'm gonna have more because like
because it's a treat.
Yeah, exactly. Like did I happen to eat 3 bowls of cereal yesterday because I cleaned the house at 1 a.m. in the morning? Yeah. I may have.
Yeah,
because, like future me was so happy with past me. I'm like, oh, I woke up. I don't need to clean the house. Like I'm gonna have a bowl of cereal. You know what? That was a good bowl of cereal. I'm gonna have 2 more.
Oh no! I see. I never go past 2. That's danger zone.
I should go past 1 because like my bowls are also like enough for 2 people.
Oh no! We always use the little. I always use the smallest one. Those little baby bowls.
We don't have small bowls.
Well, then you need to get some small bowls.
You
just do the thing where you use a mug.
Oh shit, that's a good.
Go old school. Get a mug out.
Yeah, but then it's like you overfill it with cereal, and then you got to like fill it with more milk, and then when there's too much milk, you put more cereal in, and then you're just like nonstop.
Oh, are you a more milk or a more cereal person?
I'm a more milk. I love cereal milk at the end.
Yep,
that is the best. I love like the nice crispy crunch in the beginning, and then you get like.
Do you want to hear something traumatizing?
Yes.
I stayed the night at my aunt's house once, and I woke up and I was all excited. And breakfast table, little baby Blakely, and we're eating our cereal. And I finished, and I drink all my milk, and she was just like, "Oh, what are you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm drinking my milk." And she's like, "We don't do that."
There are people who do.
I was like,
are like so anti cereal milk, and those people
like,
are
this is
psychos.
the best part. What do you mean?
Yeah. Like a nice sugary milk at the end of a bowl of cereal.
And sometimes it's chocolatey or cinnamony.
Or I was gonna say like just filled with cinnamon.
Yep.
You know? Or just like whatever those marshmallows are made out of, and then they like disintegrate in the milk.
Cinnamon milk French toast. With the eggs, the cinnamon milk.
Okay.
It's over. It's over.
Okay. I'm sold. I'm sold.
You're sold. Good. What's your soul?
What's my soul?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
This is a hard one. I feel like this is gonna be.
Like,
what sets your soul on fire, Kevin?
On fire?
Yeah.
Oh my god. I mean, I hope I don't know. Like, is it like should my soul be on fire?
For something, hell yeah.
I mean, I feel like
I'm
now.
sure for a lot of things, I think hell yeah, should.
Okay,
Everyone's soul should be on fire for a few fucking things.
I feel like now it's like yearning for adventure.
I love
It's
that.
like it's like yearning for experience because it kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier on, where it was sort of like, how do you balance like your hobbies with like the things that you're supposed to be doing? But now I'm like, no, like we can
But
figure out how to do it.
adventure.
Yeah, like just like what is the next thing that we can do? Like what's the next area we can go explore? Like I'm all about like trying to explore new pockets within life,
Well, I think like you said
whatever those might
before,
be.
you're waiting for like what the next chapter is, what the next event in your life that puts you
Yeah,
over, and it's gonna be an experience, obviously. You're
obviously.
like, I need to go find the experience.
Yeah, so like I'm all about like, okay, I'm gonna be 34. Like I'm not the type of person that tries to think or even like really even believes in like, oh, once you hit a certain age, like these things just go out the window. You can no longer do it. No, fuck that. Like you can do whatever you want within reason.
Fuck
Like
yeah.
at any age you want within reason,
My grandma
But
got
like
a tattoo at 60. She got
that's
I'm 60, I'm getting a fucking her first tattoo.
I'm getting weird when I turn 60.
Why not? I feel like the older
What
I
like
get, the more I realize, let's just get weird with it. Why
let's get
not?
weird with it. Yeah. Like I am all like I don't want to be like 60, 65, 70, 75, and just being like, yep, I'm just, I'm just old. No, like I want to be weird. Like
Yeah,
I
you've
just want to get
learned
like,
from Quiet Kevin. You've learned that's not fun.
yeah,
Fuck that.
no, like I'm ready to do the second half of my life just loud
Loud, do it loud.
and just be boisterous and just be like I've
Find some new
he's got something
experiences. Fuck yeah.
exactly like trying everything twice, you
You
know.
should always try everything twice.
you know so I feel like I feel like where I'm at now in my life, it's like, how do we start getting experience, how do we start getting adventure in and like doing new things and seeing new
Unfortunately, it doesn't
places.
find you anymore. Now at this age, you have to go find it. I
Well,
think
I don't think it ever even found me before.
no.
No, like it could have been a lot of
I
me.
feel like there's
Like,
a lot of adventure that found you.
yeah, I think that you could argue that, but I also feel like for a long point in my life, like like also avoided adventure and avoided experience because
Danger.
oh well, like Christy and I talk about this all the time. Is like how I missed out on so much of like the high school experience. Like
I
even
have also had this talk with Axe.
okay, because
He
like
had not even similar experiences to me.
really
He
okay.
hated high school.
I I didn't hate high school, but there were definitely things that admittedly I did to prevent high school from being better.
Oh, why would you do that? What did you do?
Because
What did you
I
do,
didn't
Kevin?
realize it at the time. So like I think a big part of it is sort of like
Give me an example of one of these times.
um I avoided things that were popular because I thought I was being cooler than what I actually was.
I think I know. Are you talking about the music that you are now into?
The music. I fucking love that early 2000s just fucking alternative rock, emo rock,
Oh, jeez.
aggressive rock, whatever you want it to be. Like th-
I
there was a
I
point in
feel like
time.
I can get behind more of it, but I'm still I'm on the fence about some of
There's a
it.
lot of it that I'm still like, meh. But I definitely identify with more bands or at least appreciate what they were doing.
I feel like
And I
it also doesn't hurt having somebody else that you care about appreciate it. And then you're like,
there is that
I
too.
can hear it now. I couldn't hear it before because I just didn't give
Yeah.
a shit. Now I sort
I
of give a
think
shit.
and I think some of that too. So like it also sort of goes back to what I was saying before about like thinking that you had to act a certain way and be a certain type of person. And I remember when a lot of that music started getting big, just being like, "Oh no, like this is no, 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 I can't, no, I got,"
I
and
can't.
I felt like I needed to be like this different person to really like have an identity.
So what was high school Kevin like then? What would you describe your high
Very,
school self as?
very quiet, very um isolated. Like standoffish wouldn't be the right word, but like definitely somebody who wasn't always engaged in conversation or seeking out conversation.
Okay, okay.
Um, what I've learned after the fact through talking with Christy
Okay.
is I was a bit of a popular kid,
Okay.
at least with certain people in my high school.
Okay.
I missed the boat on a lot of things.
I feel like I also have a very like you don't realize until you're out of it that like, oh shit, people liked me?
Yeah, and you know, and it's funny too because like I would let Christy tell her story about this because like there was a point where like her and I like we were talking a lot about high school and stuff, and she I don't think realized that she was a cool kid.
Mhm.
Like when you think of like the cool kid. Like that was kind of her because like
Yeah.
she would always say like yeah like people just like always wanted to like hang out or like talk with me or like learn more about me, and then I was just like kind of like, and I would always just be like yeah, you know, this is just who
Mhm.
I am. And I was like, Christy, you were the cool kid
Yeah. That's
because
how it
like
goes.
because you just walked to the beat of your own drum. You were friends with everybody you were engaging with.
Mhm.
Like people genuinely liked you or were interested in you. And like you always had an easy like I was like you were the cool kid. Whereas like me, that could have been me if I was more like for me I had to be more outgoing.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I had to want to engage with other people. Like I had a very close circle of friends. And like I didn't really stray too far out of that. But what I found was
You
like
didn't have like your homies in every class?
no, well, like I had friends in every class, but like there was like a very core group of friends. I mean, believe it or not, like these are friends that I was friends with like since kindergarten, and I'm still friends with to this day.
Aw.
Like, so like that, so like those were always like the people that I always like would lean on. But what I didn't realize though was like had I maybe like dialed it up just like a little bit more, like high school, like a whole new world would have
No,
opened up to
but
me.
that's standing out. That's really hard to do as a
Well, I don't think it was. I don't
dialing it
think
up.
I don't know that it wouldn't have been standing out because I think what it would have been is me being more accepting of the surroundings that I was living in
Mhm.
and being willing to sort of be more open-minded
Mhm.
to like everything going on because like again it goes back to like the music. I was very strict on like no, I listen to this music that nobody has ever heard of and I think that's cool, so I'm gonna listen to this music that
Name
nobody
drop one
knows.
of these shitty bands.
Like Clutch.
Okay.
Nobody in high school was listening to Clutch. Clutch is an amazing band.
I don't
I've
know
seen
this
them
one.
twice. I've seen them twice by myself, but they're fucking amazing. I love them. They're one of my favorite bands.
So
But
did
like,
you also frequent shows by yourself then?
no,
Oh, okay.
no. But that was the other thing too.
I
It's like,
frequent shows
okay,
by my I'm an only child though, so like that's doing shit by myself wasn't weird.
sure. I think the hard part for me, like with the music, was there was a lot of it that I didn't like, and I tried to like that particular music. And it was a bit of a struggle. So because it was a struggle, I just kind of gave up on the whole scene.
Oh.
And so like I kind of
You're
went
like
inward
this
and like
one sucked, they all fucking suck.
and that's kind of what it was. So like I liked what I liked, which like there's nothing wrong with that.
This
But
is also like your teenage attention span. Teenage attention
yeah,
span is like fucking zero. So like you get
but
one and you're like, this sucks. No, it all sucks.
yeah. But I think it goes back to like that lack of like being inquisitive or wanting to even be inquisitive,
Okay, yeah.
that had I, talked with people within my grade or talked to my friends or like talk to girls about the music that they liked and like try to understand it better.
Mhm.
Like maybe I would have had a better time with it. Or maybe if I just like sat down and actually tried to read like a lyric sheet or like actually tried to listen to the music, I would have been
Oh,
like, wow,
that's
this
so much
actually
more
hits.
effort for a teenager, though.
I know, but like other kids were into it. Like they had
No.
to have been into it for a reason.
Mm, maybe. Maybe.
Maybe. But yeah, I think high school Kevin, there was a lot of missed opportunities. Was definitely oblivious to a lot of things going on around me. Um,
Yeah, I think a lot of us were. A lot of us were.
yeah,
It was a
yeah.
time of learning for everyone.
It was a time of learning and missed opportunities, but it was what it
Ain't
was.
that the fucking truth?
Yeah. So I think, and I think I look back on those times a lot and I say, okay, like I was definitely against new experiences. Like
Mm.
I definitely did not want to be adventurous. So now I'm like, how can we be as adventurous as we can be? How can we try all the
Try
things?
all the
How can
things.
we get all the experiences? So like
Yeah.
that's kind of where like when I think about like just
Nothing
sort of
can
like
teach you better than an experience, right?
exactly,
Nothing
yeah.
in this world can teach you
You're gonna
better
learn quick.
than
Yeah.
an experience.
Yeah. So like that's kind of like in my soul, like that's what's really like calling to me. It's just like just try it.
What's
Just go
okay,
for it.
what's one thing that you really want to try?
One thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
A
man, I
one
don't even know if these.
experience, one adventure,
I mean, right now for me, I think it's just travel.
travel.
I think
You
I
want to
think
see more
travel.
places,
I want to see more places.
cultures,
I
people.
want to I want to try to absorb more content that I'm unfamiliar with,
Yeah.
you know?
Step outside your comfort zone.
Yeah, yeah, more thing like try to take in things that are more like outside of the norm
You want to
of
go
what
to a
it is that I
dodgy
do.
Latina bar where pretty much everybody's packing and you don't know if it's up to fire code?
I'm sure I could find one.
Try it out. It's
I
actually
mean,
really fun.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
The
like, hey,
candy in the candy bar is not real.
okay, good to know. But I mean, like Austin's chock full of experience, and like we have barely scratched the surface. So like, there's definitely a lot here that I'm still looking to do. But like, we definitely want to do more travel. We want to get out of here a little bit more often. And then, like I said, like there's just like more content. Like I want to like I want to like experience things outside of my interests,
Hmm.
just to see and like actually give it a fair shot. You know.
Yeah.
And then just like just see what gotta see where the road takes me.
New experiences, new perspective.
Yeah,
All that. I love that.
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
All right. I think it is time for a fun party story.
A fun party story.
Do you have a fun party story? Because this is liquid space
This is liquid
discussions.
space discussions. Do I have a fun party
And
story?
I think everybody, you should have a few. Even if it's not you as the one that the story is
I
being told about.
you know I had a feeling this was coming, and like I thought about it, and I was like, do I even like have like a good party experience? Because like I definitely did not party enough in college.
No.
I mean, okay, that's not true. I mean, I went to a lot. Okay, but like, is going to a bar really like partying, or is that just like the college experience?
Well, I mean, I did you have fun?
I mean, we had good
Did
times.
people get shitty?
Oh, people got
Was it
very
an
shitty.
experience?
It was definitely an experience.
Well, then I
Um,
think it qualifies.
but like, I don't know, like I didn't really go to a lot of college parties, and most of the college parties that I went to kind of sucked.
I've never been to a college party, but I feel like they
I
probably suck.
I was not a one of those like, hey, let's go to the fraternity or like let's go to the sorority. Like I was like, fuck that. It was like we're going to Greens or we're going to Old City and just gonna drink like 50-cent beers all night. Like that was my idea of partying in college. A good part, like
Something that learned you,
something that learned me.
or that somebody else got learned.
I mean, oh my goodness. I could talk a little bit about my first. I feel like my first high school party.
There we go. High school is awkward as fuck. That's a great place to start.
This was, and I think this was part of the reason why I didn't party so much in high school.
Okay.
Not that I was really like partied much before or after this, but like this was definitely one where I was like, I cannot deal with any of this bullshit.
Were you a sober for said occurrence?
I was a sober participant.
Okay, so they're extra annoying to you then.
I maybe because like I didn't really drink much before turning 21. Like there were a couple of times. I'll tell a party story after this one.
Okay.
Or at least another one. But like I feel like my first real, well, there were a handful of high school parties that I went to. This is one of them that was kind of like my last one because I was like, I'm done with this. We went. There was like a group of us. I was like maybe 10 people at most. It was one of those things where like a buddy's parents were out of town that weekend. It was a Friday night. And it was like, hey, like we're
typical movie shit.
Typical movie shit. It was like, hey, like we're all going over to like so and so's house. You know, his sister's gonna buy us a bunch of beer, and then like we're just gonna hang out and party. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, like
hell yeah.
I know everybody that's going. At the time, I was like, you know, it's gonna be like 4 or 5 people at most. Like we're just gonna hang out, drink beer, watch movies, eat popcorn. It's gonna be a good time.
Yeah.
Like my idea of party.
You're so innocent. Like we're gonna watch movies and drink beers and popcorn. It's gonna be so fun.
So and like I tell my mom, I'm like, hey, I'm going to a party, and she's just like, good. So
she wants you to have the experiences to learn too.
I think there was a point in high school where my parents were both individually like, I think he's doing it wrong. I think he's like I feel like he's missing out on something.
Oh no.
So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go to this party. You know, it's gonna be all these guys. And she's like, okay, have a good time. Mm-hmm. Go show up. It's like 10, maybe 15 people at most. And it's it's a good time. Like I know everybody. I'm kind of familiar with everybody. And I maybe have like a beer or two. Everybody else.
And the sister did buy the beers?
The sister bought the beers.
Sister came in.
She was hosting. She was hosting the thing.
She's a brave sister. That's all I gotta say.
Well, yeah. And so we we're hanging out, we're having a good time, and now this is a complex of townhouses.
Oh, there's neighbors then.
So it's more than just neighbors. It's like we are connected by a wall.
Oh no.
So I walk in and we're hanging out for a little bit, and it's still 8:30. So we're like, there's no issue with music or partying or being loud and rambunctious. And it's getting a little bit later. It's 10:30, 11 o'clock, and people are playing Flip Cup, and people are screaming.
Well, yeah, they're all high school kids.
Yeah, and like this girl just starts screaming at the top of her lungs, and I'm just like, would you what are you doing?
Calm the fuck down.
And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of like what I said. I was just like, hey, not for nothing, but you're gonna get us caught,
right?
And everybody was just like, whatever, it's fine. And then people are coming in and out of the house and going out into the parking lot and just causing a ruckus and coming back in, and music's getting louder and louder. And I'm just I'm sitting there and I'm just like, what is this? Do people not know that people live here and here? We are sandwiched.
Oh,
Kevin.
You
fuckers are gonna get us busted.
You weren't drinking, clearly.
I wasn't drinking at this time. Yeah. 10 minutes later, somebody looks out the window like, oh shit, the cops are coming. So music goes off, lights go off, everybody runs upstairs, knock on the door. you know,
Oh.
the sister and the brother answer, and they're like, we got a noise complaint, and they were just like, oh, sorry, like our parents are out of town, we were just, you know,
Jamming out, duh.
just having a good time, you know, and they're like, okay, like please keep it down. So then like it's like, okay, they're gone, right back to it,
Oh
and I'm just like,
no.
and I'm like, guys, what? And I'm just like, what is going on? I'm like, what is happening?
Ye old noise complaints.
So yada yada yada. Like a half hour later, a neighbor comes over.
Like, fucking stop.
Fucking stop!
Fucking
Everybody
stop.
runs back upstairs.
Ugh.
The sister, and my buddy talk to the neighbor, and they're like, okay, like we'll quiet down, whatever. Everybody's like super quiet for like an hour.
Okay.
And I'm just like, okay.
This
I'm
is
just like,
this is good.
I'm like, this is good. This is fine. Like we're good here. We're good here. And then like,
That's when you're like, we have to play the quiet game, children.
yeah. So like everybody, and then this was a weird experience for me too, because like I'm pretty sure my buddy's sister like started hitting on me, because like everybody's upstairs and like I'm downstairs and like we're just talking, and then, like at one point I'm just like, wait, what's happening right now?
You're like, shit, what do I do?
And I'm just like, yeah, well, yeah. Basically, I'm just like, just be
cool, man.
okay.
Be cool.
Like, yeah. Then, like people just start, but then like people start coming downstairs again. Party starts, and then like the cops show up again. Everybody barrels upstairs, and then the cops just come in.
Well,
like,
yeah. They're like,
yeah,
we're
at
over this
point.
shit.
And they're like, we're breaking it up. Whole thing occurs. One of my buddies though, fucking phenomenal. I'll never forget this. So there's like 3 cops that come into the house.
Yeah.
We're all sitting upstairs. I'm upstairs watching a baseball game. I'm like, I got nothing to do with these fuckers. I got a buddy who's passed out on the bed. Another buddy's just like seething in anger because that's just what you do when you're 18 and drunk.
I'm not gonna lie. When I drank when I was young, I was also very angry.
Yeah. So like the cops come upstairs and they're like, everybody get the fuck up right now. And like I pop up and he's like, I want to see some IDs. I hand him my ID and I'm just like, just so you know, I've been drinking. I'll take everybody who needs to be driven home if they need to go home. And then like he's yelling at everybody, and then my buddy Mike. I'll never forget this. Like mid conversation of the cop yelling at us, my buddy Mike just points at the cop and he goes, "Can I talk to you outside?"
Oh.
And I'm just, everybody just stops dead.
They're like, what the fuck, Mike? Mike, what the fuck, Mike?
And then like the cop who's yelling at us just stops, turns, looks at the other cop, looks at him, and he's just like, go. And then like I see him like they walk out into the hallway, and my buddy's just like I can see him talking at this cop.
Okay.
And then he just walks away. And then like Mike never comes back.
Oh.
And I'm like, what the fuck just happened?
Oh, jeez.
So cops leave, break up the party. They make my buddy and his sister call their dad. They're dumping beers, and then I'm just like, come on, I'll take everybody home. We go outside. I see my buddy Mike. I'm like, dude, what the fuck was that?
Right.
And he goes, yo, they weren't gonna do shit. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, the one fucking cop came upstairs laughing.
Uh-huh.
And the entire time the guy was yelling at us, he's just laughing. So I asked him if we could go talk out in the hallway. And I basically told him, yo, I know you're not going to do anything to us, so I'm just going to leave. And then he fucking left.
Oh, shit.
So I was like, God damn, man. But that was like my first experience of like really getting into the shit with like a high school party.
Nice.
And just like, yeah, it was fucking... I was more or less done after that.
So I'm assuming you were most often DD for high school parties.
I was most often DD, or like the dude that people could call, because like I don't know, like high school parties to me, like realistically, I should have gone to more. Because like at the end of the day, like even though
they were all the same though. They were always the same. Everybody's
they were the
stupid.
same. It was like I think the fact though that like I was never necessarily worried about like the drinking portion
Mm-hmm.
or even myself getting drunk. I think it was more like, okay, I'm gonna go and be sober, and I'm gonna be
Right.
the only sober person,
Yep.
and everybody is gonna be acting a fool, and like I'm
And
gonna feel compelled to be responsible for them, and I don't want that.
this is true. I was
Yeah,
also very often the DD for high school. I did not
yeah,
really drink. And so at that point, I think I started just going out to clubs instead. I would
okay,
bring my
okay,
friends along with me. We wouldn't drink because we're underage, and we just go to
sure.
clubs and people watch, like downtown Ybor and shit.
That's see, and like that's a fun time,
And like, and then everybody's like, "Oh, she went to like clubs and stuff in high school," and I'm like, "Yeah, because it's so much better."
right,
The people
right,
watching and dancing, and there's an actual fucking DJ, and like,
right.
it's so much better, and I don't have to worry about anybody else's drunk ass.
Yeah, I think the worst I ever got though. There was one time in high school where my buddy Dave always used to have these, like, always had these backyard bonfires.
Is this
And
the one drink that you can never drink again?
no, I drank plenty of this afterwards,
He's like,
but
fuck it.
it
But
was
it's
a
a hard
night.
one.
It was a night to remember because I don't know, I forget how it even started, but like I went to Taco Bell and I
All good party stories
all
start
good
with
party stories
I
started
went
like
to
I went
Taco
to Taco
Bell
Bell.
or we ended with Taco Bell.
I went to Taco Bell and I picked up a party pack, and it was like a 20 pack of tacos.
Damn.
And there were a bunch of people going and meeting up in Dave's backyard, and his sister showed up and bought us like
Man, everybody's
12.
sisters are way more
Everybody says,
awesome.
yeah. Like
Fuck. I missed out.
his sister bought us a 12 pack of Bush.
Okay.
However, I was the only person who drank the Bush. What I didn't realize was that I was the only person who drank the Bush,
Oh.
and there was no more Bush.
Oh no.
There were also no more tacos, and I ate more than half of the tacos.
Oh shit.
So I woke up in the middle of the night in Dave's backyard to no fire.
No Dave.
Proclaiming-
No Dave.
No, Dave was there, but I go, hey. I was like, hey, where the fuck the fire go? And then this shadowy figure turns around, and it's Dave's dad with a bucket of water, who's just like, fire's over, you're going to bed. So I'm like, ah, that's fine.
Dad killed the party.
That was I think the most hungover I had ever been in my life at that point.
Oh Jesus.
Cut to, I eventually made it home like the next day. Still hungover. I go, and this is like summer, so I pass the fuck out in my bed.
Do your parents know?
I mean, like it probably, but like at
Probably.
the end of the day,
There
it was
wasn't
just, like,
a discussion though. It was
there wasn't
just
a discussion.
We know,
you know.
you know, we both know.
But I forgot that that I had a call-in shift at work that day,
Oh.
and I worked at the mall.
Okay.
And I was like, I woke up at one point, and I look at my phone, and I had a missed call, and they were like, "Hey, Kevin, like we're gonna need you this afternoon, so give us a call, make sure you can come in."
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, "Fuck."
You're like, I can't do that. Shit.
And I was just like, God damn, and I am rough. And I go into work, and
You made it
Come
in
to
somehow.
come to find out too, my buddies who were at the bonfire the night before went into my work,
Oh.
and they were talking, and like they knew I worked there, so it wasn't like it wasn't like they were like, oh shit, we fucked up. They were just like, yeah, and then like Kevin drank like all that beer.
They
and then,
ratted
like,
you out. That's
They
fucked
fucking
up.
ratted me out. They showed up to my place of business,
Whoa, that's like extra
Talk
fucked up.
and I'm just like, dudes, You went into my job, talked about how I drank an entire case of beer and ate an entire 10-pack of tacos.
Oh
I'm
no.
just like, guys, what the? I'm like, no wonder I got called in, you assholes.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Those are
So that's
some
why I
good-
didn't
good
party so
friends.
much in high school.
Oh man, I understand. I once watched a man put fluff in his pubic hair
That's
or his happy trail. I don't know. It didn't go all the way down, thank God, but it was
they were purpose for this or just
he was real fucked up.
Oh, I mean, I guess that explains it.
And
then.
me
Yeah,
and
there's really not much
and
more
he
than
was
that.
trying to impress girls, but he was really fucked up. And me and my friend were not fucked up. And then we were like, "Yeah, that's a great idea. You should not do that." And he still did it anyways. Cause
okay, usually a conversation works, is what I hear.
no,
Just have a conversation with the person.
I think he would have to have like coherent speech for that to work, though.
Well, yeah, there's that too.
And you can't do that. There's fluff, happy trail fluff. And I was like, he's too drunk to even get that out. He's just going to pass out and wake up to fluff at his happy trail the next morning.
My God. Well, what an experience.
Yeah, high school was weird, man.
High school was weird.
I feel like we delve deep. We delve deep into your mind, body, and soul. How do you feel about this deep dive?
I feel good.
Yeah. You feel feel energized, ready to take care of the balance.
I think we've got some stuff to work on.
Proactive on your health.
We're getting there. Yeah. We're gonna fix the health, and we're gonna get all things. We're gonna get all things adventurized and explore and do some fun stuff.
Get some new experiences. I love that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming on my first inaugural episode of Liquid Space Discussions.
Yeah.
I appreciate you. Thank you for sharing a little bit of you with us. I appreciate
no problem.
that.
Anytime. Yeah.
Would you like to plug anything before we go?
Well, I mean, I'm sure if they're watching this show, then they know that they can subscribe to this channel.
Yes, they can.
Because we have so much other fun content available.
Each and every Thursday. We don't
do
be an
shows,
asshole. We do
every each and every other Thursday on this channel. We do each and every Wednesday on this channel. We've got so much more content. I love the fact that we're expanding. I love that you have this.
Yeah.
And that we're growing shit. It's great. It's like we're legitimate now.
I mean, we've always been legitimate. We just have to tell the rest of the world that.
You just gotta tell,
they don't know until we tell them, just like children.
Exactly. Yeah. Explain it to them.
Exactly. So if you out there like what we're doing, hit the notification bell, subscribe, become part of the diving team here on Liquid Space Discussions. And for this episode, I've been Blakely K, and my lovely guest has been Kevin Graham.
Yeah, thank you for having me. This was fun.
All right. We'll see y'all next time. Bye.